Hello. Couple of things I want to mention before I get started here. First of all, I don't know why, but I've had a few problems with my webcam. Last time I tried to use it, for whatever reason, whenever I tried to exit out of the Logitech software window, my computer just blue screened on me. Just completely crashed, and I really don't know why. Thankfully, it really hasn't happened since then, but I'm still a little apprehensive of using this, but I'll try it anyway, and hopefully I won't run into any kind of complications like I did last time. And also, about my top 11 list of most influential music, after a little bit of feedback and after thinking about it for a little bit, I've decided that instead of writing it down on Facebook like I've been doing, I'm just going to post some videos of some of my favorite songs that I listened to growing up that made the biggest impact as far as what I listen to today. So that's what I'm going to be doing from now on. Having said that, let's get on to the list. So I believe I left off at number 9. So yeah, number 9 on my list would have to be Falling Away From Me by Korn. And anybody that knows me now, that might be a little unusual to hear that because, Korn is like really heavy metal music, and it's like really, I think they are considered like new metal. And if you listen to the lyrics to, especially like some of their older albums, they're very kind of emo sounding. Um, they sound a lot like like talk about like suicide and being bad and just a lot of like negative feelings in those songs, which really isn't like me today. But back when I listened to it back around 2000 2001, that's been like over 10 years ago, and I was a little bit different back then. I had a lot going on emotionally, and so those kind of lyrics, I guess, at the time sort of spoke to me a little bit more than they do now. They really don't apply to me anymore. But other than that, the thing I liked about Korn is I actually liked the sound of Korn. Prior to that, I hadn't really listened to a whole lot of rock music to speak of, and definitely not any kind of heavy metal rock. Um, so Korn, that was like the very first like heavy metal, grunge, industrial, or whatever you want to call it, kind of rock that I've ever listened to. And it's kind of funny how it came about them because like the first album I got by them was Issues, which came out in, let's see, actually I have it right up here. Yeah, 1999. And of course, I didn't find out about this. I didn't actually pick up the album until like 2000, 2001. And it's kind of interesting because at that point I never heard of Korn, and at this point they were actually starting to gain some popularity because that's when they had, uh, Freak on the Leash, um, and that was like one of their biggest songs that came out. But that was on their other album as well, which was see which one was that actually? Follow the Leader, I think it was. Yeah, it was. That was when they started to become more mainstream. They started playing them a lot more on the radio. Prior to that, they didn't really hit it big. But anyway, and how I found out about them was kind of unusual in that I didn't hear about it from any kind of friend or nobody recommended Korn to me. Actually, what had happened is that at this point I'd already heard about the Gorillaz and Daft Punk, and that's after I bought their albums. So what I did is I started going to the local FYE at the mall, and I went to the music section, where they had all the music CDs. And I'm assuming they still have this today. I haven't been in one of those places in like I don't know how many years now. But back then, they had those little machines set up with headphones to where you could take the CD case from the aisle and scan the barcode, and you could listen to like a few of the songs from the album, and they were like short, like 30-second clips. And so I was just browsing through like the rock section, and for whatever reason, the cover art on the Korn album just really stood out to me. You know, it had a picture of like this voodoo doll. It had like I think a needle stuck in it, and like some stuffing was like, you know, showing. And I don't know why, but for some reason that just caught my attention. I was like, well, you know, let me listen to this for a bit and see what I think about it. So I did, and the first time I heard it, like I think the first song I heard was "Falling Away from Me," and then after that is when I heard oh, what was it? Yeah, it was "Falling Away from Me," and then I heard I think "Make Me Bad." Yeah, "Make Me Bad." That was the one. I think that was two sample songs they had on the machine. So I listened to those two, and you know, at the time the lyrics really didn't. I mean, I liked the lyrics too, but actually, I just really liked the sound that they had. I mean, even though it was like hard rock, they kind of had this unique sound that was kind of very distinctive. There's something about it that I liked. Like I said, almost had kind of like this like hard rock, but also kind of like an industrial sound. And Jonathan Davis, which is like the lead singer of Korn, something about his voice just kind of appealed to me. I mean, he just sounded like a damn crazy motherfucker, you know. But it was a really unique sound. So you know, I like Jonathan Davis. I like the sound of the music, and that's really what compelled me to buy the album more than anything else. And so I bought the album and I listened to it from beginning to end. And you know, overall, I really liked it. Now since then, I've listened to a few of their newer songs. Um, but I really don't listen to Korn that often anymore. Not like I used to back then. But you know, it still kind of holds a place in my memory because you know that again that was at the point where I really hadn't been listening to music that long. So they were kind of like the first to kind of get me interested in that kind of music. And plus, it did kind of lead me to other artists. Like really, if it wasn't for Korn, I probably would not have gotten into Nine Inch Nails as much as I did. You know, because they are kind of similar in some ways. So that's the reason why I put it at number 9 on my list of most influential music. So yeah, I think that's about all I can say about that. And hopefully I'll be able to record this and it won't blue screen on me and it'll save. And I'll be able to upload this. And tomorrow, time permitting, I'll go ahead and do number 8 on my list. Again, I apologize that I didn't do this sooner, but I've been kind of busy lately, and plus a few days ago I wasn't feeling very well, so I didn't feel like doing any kind of recording. So yeah, I think that's going to be it for today. So until next time, bye bye.